Welcome to SK League Vlogs. So friends, as is clear from the thumbnail that our today's vlog is on the topic of 12 tips to write the best answers in judiciary mains exam. So the state judicial examination, popularly known as PCSJ, or judiciary exams consists of three stages. That is, the first is pre, second mains, and third is interview. One needs to clear all the three stages to become a judicial officer. So pre is the qualifying stage. After that, based on the assessment, the mains exam, the students are selected for the interview. In most of the cases, it's the mains exam which decide the whether a student is capable of making a judicial officer or not. There are several tips and techniques which which is required to perfect answers. Today I am going to share with you on practical basis and no. So here are I am going to share with you 12 tips to write the best answers in judiciary mains exam. So while writing the mains examinations, many things need to be kept in mind. The race is not very easy, but not very difficult either. A systematic approach can make it work. Important points tied to write the best answer while sitting in the hall for the mains exams are as follows. So the first point is make sure you understand the question. The first thing which we see in the paper is the arrangement of questions as per the allocation of marks. So before flipping on any other item, you must understand what the question is asking. For example, if the question is why the evidence of an accomplice is not trustworthy, then you cannot write what evidence is and who is an accomplice. This will lengthen your answer and you would not be able to write the main content asked in the question. Sure, if it is a detailed long answer questions, then go for it. But if the question carries fewer marks, stick to the point only. Do not write stories type questions. This is not your college or university exam. Here the more precise and on point questions must be given, the better are the chances for scoring the well answers. Second point is stick to the word limit. The word limit is mentioned for every questions or set of questions. It is therefore for a reason. So keep the answer within the word limit and examiners value and appreciate the answers written in the prescribed limit. The team that sets these high level papers roughly known in how many words the answer to a particular problem can be described masterfully. So value the limit set by them, and if you exceed the word limit, it may backfire. What is the use to hold your nose by bending your hand around your neck when you could have simply held it from the front? This is generally. So the third point is keep your answers very simple. Try to write your answers in the most straightforward form. Your motto should be to convey your ideas in a way that a wide range of people can understand. Inserting big and tough words do not necessarily make your answers attractive. And however, in judiciary exams, do not restrict yourself from using legal maxims and phrases to support your answer. These words do make the writing presentation quite impressive. Fourth point is write short sentences. In the judiciary exams, your primary motive should be to make yourself heard. The best way to clearly express yourself is to write short sentences. They are very easy to read, understand, and convey the impression of friendliness. You may also choose to write in points like 1, 2, 3 and so on. And when you prepare for PCSJ exams, practice writing small sentences in your notebook. If you write a lengthy sentences, practice the art of breaking it into 2 or 3 separate smaller pieces. This will gradually become your habit. So here a short note on this point is that when you're writing the exact law, then do not break it. In that case, you have to write the long sentence or however the section name is, which may be devoid of regular grammar and norms. Law sentences are quite lengthy. Fifth point is break the answers into paragraph. A long paragraph is very arduous to read. Short paragraph, on the other hand, are easy to consume. Also, dividing your long answers make the presentation either. Now you may ask what is the ideal paragraph size? Well, it varies, but the acceptable limit ranges from 3 to 5 sentences. These small chunks of precise writing in short sentences are valuable for all the written examination or projects you undertake in the future. Sixth point is make ample use of legal terms. While writing, try to make the answer spaces by using legal terms and words. For example, suppose you are going to write to say that the marriage is void and parties have no legal obligations attached to it. The sentence is perfect and it makes sense as well, but since you are writing a law exam, try to use legal terms. Here you can simply write the marriage is annulled. It sounds short on the point and exhibits that you have read multiple law content. The examiner will be impressed. Seventh important point is mention important case laws. Adding case laws to the answer makes it more authentic and convincing. The latest case laws work as a punch mark to the written law that you write in the answer. Even if you do not remember the name or citation of a case, you can only write the verdict. Examiner is not much interested in knowing the name or story behind a case. Instead, he wants you to mention the verdict or the judgment delivered by the apex court. Make sure you write this appropriately and very suitably. Eighth point is follow proper judgment writing format. When you are attempting to write a judgment in your answer, remember the format or the sequence. It is a simple very and you can find these in very slow books. The main thing in writing judgment is inferencing the correct law and its application to the given fact. So guys, format of judgment writing has already been a video made separately on this topic and is available in the judiciary playlist. Ninth point is avoid using many abbreviations. You are sitting in the hall hoping to become a member of the judicial services. Show this in the paper as well, and filling your subjective answers with abbreviation makes it a very less formal. So here you are not using a small smartphone display or exchanging fun conversation with your mates. Rigorous hard work of years should reflect in your words. Do not ruin it with a quick abbreviation, and when a person reads a paragraph, he wishes to continue a flow while reading all the sentences. A short form or punctured word breaks this flow. Make this paper checker comfortable with your answers. And always remember that you are an upcoming judge. Your words should reflect your mindset and philosophy. So the 10th point is have a synopsis in mind. Before putting the pen on the sheet, make sure you to have an outline in your mind. Ensure that you have a clear picture of the layout of your answer and do not think that I will improve as I proceed. Have a clear picture from the beginning. It prevents mistakes and makes your answer more systematic and chronological. 11th point is set an estimated time limits for a question, because the very difficult task is to how to attempt a question within the time limit. You know your writing speed and the duration in which you can put thought from mind to paper. So how much time to give a question or set of questions, like short or long, entirely depends on you. When writing an answer, try to complete it within the time limit so that nobody can be suffice to say that if you stretch one or two questions and exceed the time limit, you will unnecessarily start to panic and lose control. So avoid that. The above tips like sticking to the words count, having a summary before writing will significantly help in adhering to the time limit. Always remember that one or two questions with good long answers are not an excuse to miss even a single question. For example, suppose they are two long answers and 40 minutes remain. You utilize 32 minutes to write an excellent answer to one question and have only 8 minutes for the remaining, which is the short questions. So don't do that. In 20 minutes you can write answer that will award your 7 out of 10 marks, and if you utilize 32 minutes, most likely you will get 8.5 or 9 out of 10 for that. So just think, for 1.5 additional marks, is it okay to sacrifice the other questions where you could have easily scored a minimum 5 or 6 marks had you given it to the appropriate sharing of the remaining time? So last and 12th point is allot the last 15 minutes for revision. This is the very crucial time of your mains examination. Within 15 minutes you have to go through the whole paper that took you multiple hours to write, but it is very essential in a very last stage. In these 15 minutes, check if you have missed a word, an essential note, or a punctuation, or a short example, or a case name. You may also use this time to underline the crucial points of an answer. This time is also suitable to check your credentials once more and ensure that everything is correct. So basically here are these 12 important points which are very essential if you are going to for appear for a judiciary mains exam, these points must be considered before appearing in the exam. So friends, I hope you like this video, and if you like it, please don't forget to subscribe my channel if you have not done so yet. Or if you are a judiciary aspirant or a LLB LLM student, then you can go to my playlist where all the legal subjects related topics have been uploaded, and you can share with others so that everyone will get the knowledge of law in a very easy manner. So let's see in the other vlog.